Welcome back to Healing MND India, y'all. Today we're diving deep into something that's close to my heart, how to truly support someone battling MND. Now I know this journey ain't easy, for the person facing the diagnosis or their loved ones. It's tough. No sugarcoating it. But let me tell you something, and you better believe I know what I'm talking about. The way you face this challenge, the attitude you bring to the table, it makes all the difference in the world. We're talking about making life more fulfilling, more positive, even in the face of adversity. That's why we've put together this updated list of suggestions for 2025, specifically for the CALS, the caregivers, the rocks in the lives of those with MND, because taking care of yourself is just as important as taking care of your loved one. Look, life throws curveballs, and sometimes those curveballs are a whole lot bigger than others. But here's the deal. Dwelling on the negative, letting those dark thoughts take root, that's not gonna help anybody. It's like watering a weed and expecting a rose to bloom. We gotta shift that focus. I'm talking about consciously choosing positivity. Now, I'm not saying you ignore the reality of the situation, that's not helpful either. But you gotta understand, the less your loved one fixates on the disease, the more mental and emotional energy they have to actually live. Think of it this way. Every time a negative thought pops up, you gotta swat it away like a fly at a picnic. Replace it with something positive, something joyful. Remember a funny memory, listen to an uplifting song, focus on the good things, no matter how small they may seem. Because those small things, those moments of joy, they add up. They create a more positive environment, not just for the person with MND, but for you too. And that, my friends, is powerful medicine. So make a pact right now, right here with me, to cultivate positivity. It's not always easy, but I guarantee you it's worth it. Now let's talk about comfort. And I ain't just talking about fluffy pillows and cozy blankets, although those are good too. I'm talking about creating an environment of comfort in every aspect of your loved one's life. This means understanding their needs, both physical and emotional. It means being present, being attentive, and being willing to adapt. Maybe they need help with everyday tasks, maybe they just need a shoulder to cry on. Whatever it is, be there. Remember, this journey is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be good days and bad days, and that's okay. But what matters most is that you're in it together, supporting each other every step of the way. And that support, that unwavering love and understanding, that's what creates true comfort. It's about building a bridge of connection, even when words fail. It's about making them feel safe, secure, and loved, no matter what challenges come their way. So take a good hard look at your loved one's life. Are there any areas where you can increase their comfort? Any unnecessary stressors you can eliminate? Remember, even the smallest changes can make a world of difference. You know, one of the toughest things about facing a challenge like MND is that it can make you feel like your dreams are out of reach. But here's the thing, dreams have a way of adapting just like we do. So let's dig deep, folks. What were your loved ones' passions before their diagnosis? What brought them joy? What did they always talk about doing someday? Write those dreams down, every single one, no matter how big or small. Now I know what you're thinking, some of these dreams might seem impossible now. And yeah, some of them might need a little tweaking, a little adjusting to fit the current situation. But that doesn't mean they're gone. It just means we gotta get creative. Maybe that dream trip to Paris can be a virtual tour, complete with French pastries and wine. Maybe that desire to write a book can become dictating stories to you. The point is, don't let those dreams fade away. Find a way to make them happen, even if it's in a different form. Because fulfilling those dreams, even in a modified way, can bring a sense of purpose, of accomplishment, and most importantly, of joy. Let's be real, folks, life can get pretty mundane, even without a major illness thrown into the mix. That's why it's so important to inject a little fun, a little escapism into the day-to-day. And what better way to do that than through the magic of entertainment? I'm talking movies, music, books, whatever gets your loved one's toes tapping and their hearts singing. Think about it. What are their all-time favorite flicks? The ones they can quote line for line, cue them up, create a movie night experience complete with popcorn and comfy blankets. And don't forget about the power of music. Music has this incredible ability to transport us, to evoke emotions, to bring people together. So crank up those tunes, create playlists filled with their favorite artists and songs. The key here is to create an environment of shared enjoyment, of laughter and lightheartedness. Because sometimes, the best medicine is a good dose of pure, unadulterated fun. You know, we all crave a sense of accomplishment, a feeling of being capable and successful. And that doesn't change just because someone is facing a health challenge. That's why it's so important to create opportunities for your loved one to experience those wins, those moments of triumph, no matter how small they may seem. Now, I'm not saying you rig the game or hand out participation trophies like they're going out of style, but there are subtle ways to create a playing field that allows them to shine. Maybe it's choosing games that rely on strategy rather than physical dexterity. Maybe it's letting them choose the game, giving them a sense of control and agency. And when they win, celebrate. Let them savor that victory, that feeling of accomplishment. Because those small wins can have a huge impact on their self-esteem and overall well-being. If you're lucky enough to have little ones in your life, let me tell you, those kids are walking, talking bundles of pure joy. And that joy, that infectious laughter and boundless energy, it's contagious. Encourage those kids to share their talents, their silliness, their love with your loved one. Maybe it's putting on a play, complete with costumes and props. Maybe it's belting out their favorite Disney song at the top of their lungs. And here's the thing, don't forget to appreciate those little performers. Let them know how much joy they're bringing, how much their presence brightens everyone's day. Because when those kids see the positive impact they're having, it creates a beautiful cycle of love and connection. It reminds everyone that even in the midst of challenges, there's always room for laughter, for silliness, for the pure joy of being alive. Now let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Food. But I'm not just talking about any old food. I'm talking about the good stuff, the comfort food, the dishes that bring back happy memories. What are your loved ones' all-time favorite meals? The ones that make their mouth water just thinking about them? Write them down, and then get cooking. And hey, if cooking isn't your forte, that's okay. Order in, get takeout, enlist the help of friends and family. The point is to recreate those culinary experiences, to bring back those positive associations. Because food, my friends, is more than just sustenance. It's about connection, it's about tradition, it's about creating moments of shared enjoyment. And in the face of a challenge like MND, those moments, those simple pleasures, they become even more precious. Look, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to this journey. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. The key is to be flexible, to be observant, and most importantly, to communicate. Talk to your loved one, really listen to their needs and concerns. Pay attention to what brings them joy, what lifts their spirits, and what drains their energy. Keep a journal if that helps. Track what activities, what approaches seem to have the most positive impact. And don't be afraid to adjust your course as needed. Remember, this is a partnership. You're in this together, navigating uncharted territory. And the more open and honest you are with each other, the better equipped you'll be to find what truly works. Life is meant to be celebrated, folks. And that doesn't change just because someone is facing a health challenge. In fact, I'd argue that it becomes even more important to find reasons to celebrate, to create moments of joy and connection. So, break out the party hats and the noisemakers. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, even just a random Tuesday, find a reason to celebrate. And make sure your loved one is at the center of it all. Include them in the planning, ask for their input, make them feel valued and loved. Because those celebrations, those moments of shared joy and laughter, they create lasting memories. They remind us that even in the midst of challenges, life is beautiful and worth celebrating. Now, I know it can be tempting to stay cooped up at home, especially when facing a health challenge, but trust me on this one, folks. A change of scenery can do wonders for the soul. So pack those bags, or at least a picnic basket, and get out there. A trip to the beach, a hike in the woods, even just a drive through the countryside, fresh air and new experiences can work wonders. And remember, accessibility is key. Do your research, look for accessible trails, beaches, and attractions. There are more options out there than you might think. The point is to break free from routine, to create new memories, to experience the world outside those four walls. Because life is meant to be lived, explored, and enjoyed no matter what challenges we may face. You know, there's a reason why they call dogs man's best friend. Those furry companions have a way of bringing joy, comfort, and unconditional love into our lives. And that's especially true for folks facing a challenge like MND. A dog or a cat, or even a feathered friend can provide companionship, reduce loneliness, and even offer a sense of purpose. Now I know what you're thinking, pets are a big responsibility. And you're right, they are. But there are ways to make it work. Maybe you start with a smaller pet, like a fish or a bird. Or maybe you look into pet fostering, which allows you to provide a loving temporary home for an animal in need. The point is, don't underestimate the power of the human-animal bond. It can be a source of immense comfort, joy, and healing for both the person with MND and their caregivers. Look, I'm not gonna lie, this journey ain't easy. There will be good days and bad days, days when you feel like you can conquer the world, and days when you just want to pull the covers over your head. And that's okay. But what matters most is that you never give up. Never stop fighting for your loved one, for their happiness, for their quality of life. Remember, communication is key. Talk to each other, listen to each other, and support each other through thick and thin. And don't forget to take care of yourselves. You can't pour from an empty cup. So make time for self-care, for relaxation, for the things that bring you joy. Because when you're taking care of yourselves, you're better equipped to take care of your loved one. Remember, you've got this. And we're here to support you every step of the way. Now go out there and make every day count.